to the channel. My name is Dan. I can't get a look back to where our world is ended. In the last video, something happened while they were about to take down Reiki North, and now for some reason, the group is together, but Reiji cannot speak or be seen by anybody. He is invisible as invisible gets, and for some reason Serena is more alive. It's as if she never had her blood disease at all, and this is what the group would have looked like had she never died. So let's see how things are happening. Everyone ignores Iruka-san's weird scream and they start the
さ
council.
て早速だが、今日の評議会の議題は
Ori-san goes to the whiteboard and writes something on it with a black marker.
ジャッジメント7の最新作エターナルデイズについてだ。
It says Eternal Days in big bold letters. From what I recall, that was the name of the game that they stopped developing half a year ago, when Reina-san's illness got worse. That hits me with a realization. The time here is probably halted back then, before Reina-san died.
それじゃあレイナ、資料を配ってくれるかい？
わかったわ。
She starts doing
今
exactly
みんな
that.
に配ったのはエターナルデイズの企画概要書よ。今作のテーマは永遠と日常。前作のシンクロはマップの自動生成を実装したから、今作ではシナリオの自動生成に挑戦しようと思うの。永遠に終わらない繰り返される物語、それがポイントよ。
それはちと我が輩の負担が大きそうであるな。かなりのシナリオ量が想定されるのでは。
ある程度の短いセンテンスを作ってそれをプログラムで組み立てることになるから。いい？イルカくん、短いセンテンスよ。短いね。
イルカの文章は長くてわけわかんないもんね。あんたそんなの書けるの？
それはちと難易度が高いような。我が輩冗長で回りくどく難解な文章が売りであるからして。
うわー、大丈夫かなイルカさん。今回はユウのもお手伝いしようか？
ユウナはシナリオ自動生成のテーブルを管理してもらうから、文章の方は私がフォローするわ。雰囲気的にはそうね、宮沢賢治とかそのあたりのイメージよ。
なるほど、賢治か。読んだことありません。
後で私の私物を貸してあげるから読んでおいてね。それで絵回りなんだけど、こちらも少し和のテイストを入れたファンタジーにしようと思うの。夏美、いける？
今回は一例の思い描いた世界を絵にすると決めたもの。最高のアートワークにしてみせるわ。
世界くんとタチアナはシナリオ自動生成の骨格作りをお願い。仕様は私とユウので仕上げちゃうから。
仕様が上がるまでは何をしていればいいのだ？
参考になりそうなプログラムを見つけたから、それを見ておいて。
音楽はどうするの？一例に借りた CD を聴いて私なりにメインテーマのラフを作ってみたんだけど。
ありがとう。後で確認するからサーバーにアップしておいて。プロジェクトのフォルダーに BGM リストを入れておいたから、それの確認もよろしくね。
With Reina-san as the focus, they go through the game specs and workload allocation without any problems whatsoever. The meeting goes on just fine without me here. In fact, I don't think anyone here even knows that I exist. They soon put Eternal Days development into full gear.
夏美、世界観のイメージボードはどれくらいでできそう？
3日、いえ2日というところね。すでにいくつかのイメージがあるから形にするわ。
Sumi-san turns back to her desk and resumes working while Reina-san moves on to
イ
Iruka-san.
ルカくん、この設定なんだけど、もう少しシンプルにお願い。あまり専門用語が多すぎるとプレイヤーがついてこれないから、赤い文字にした箇所は調整をよろしくね。
ほとんど真っ赤ではないか。我が輩ちと張り切りすぎたということか。
Hey, poor boy. He salutes her and faces the PC again. Reina-san chuckles and talks to Asano-san.
浅野、作曲進んでる？
今のところ順調よ。でも私和楽器の知識がないから多分デタラメな使い方をしてると思うけどね。
どうせファンタジーなんだからかっこよければいいわ。ユーノの方はどう？会議で話し合った詩をうまくまとめられそう？
難しいけどレイナさんがアドバイスしてくれたからだいぶ進んできたよ。
Reina-san is troubled but still smiling. Reina-san smiles back at her, then goes to Yuriy and Tatiana.
二人ともプログラムの仕様問題なかった？
ああ、レーナの使用書は相変わらず完璧だな。問題なく検証も進んでいるよ。
Ooh.
それにレイナの仕様はとってもわかりやすいからな。ターニャでも一回読んだだけで分かってしまうのだ。
おやターニチか。さっきは漢字が読めなくて泣きそうになっていなかったかい？
うるさいのだ。ちょっと読み方をど忘れしただけなのだ。
The development of Eternal Days goes peacefully but smoothly. Everyone has its completion as their goal. Reina-san kept everyone motivated and provided them the right environment to work in. I feel like Judgment 7 is livelier than usual. These days are far more peaceful and calm than the ones I spent with them. Is this their ideal? Do they wish for days where they have Reina-san instead of me? Overcome by a great emptiness, I watch as they pour their souls into their work. A few more days pass. J7, led by Reina-san, is still immersed in gaming development. It seems like an ideal situation, but I can't help but feel like there's something wrong with it. They're all going through development smoothly, but all they're doing is listening to Reina-san's orders. These days feel like a stagnant loop where they repeatedly go through ideal development day. There's no incidences, troubles, problems, fights, arguments, clashes, achievements, or results. There's just ideal, peaceful process in every day. These are normal yet happy days repeated over and over. This is definitely the plain world. People living here are doing their jobs they're given and spending peaceful yet fulfilling days. However, as one who was in all their worlds, I can say with absolute certainty that this is not what Judgment 7 is supposed to be. There are a group of devs who live alongside constant strife. Every day has the volume and energy of a festival for them. Their individual quirks are constantly at odds, creating issues that make it impossible for anything to go smoothly. Even so, they're uncompromisingly pour their passion into making video games. There are games that can only be made exactly because we're like this. Those games would be great and no one would be able to mimic them. A world full of ideal lies is both meaningless and without charm. It's painfully stagnant. However, as I am, I can't do anything about the situation. I can't tell them that something's wrong here. As an incorporeal phantom, I don't know what I should be doing. Seeing J7 like this and being unable to do anything about it makes me feel uncomfortable. So I just leave the dev room. I can't open the doors and go outside, so I just head down to the lounge. I sit down on one of the sofas. In this world, the seat is probably Reina-san's. The idea makes me sigh. I thought that when we were standing before the 7th door, everyone's hearts were as one, but it looks like I might have been mistaken. I have to get out of this plain world and destroy the Akashic server. However, they all wish to stay here. For all I know, they never noticed me now. Suddenly, I see a photo on the wall. It's the group photo of all of Judgment 7. However, seeing it fills me with a soul-crushing emptiness. In the photo, the area between Tatiana and Reina-san is completely empty. My existence is erased from it as though all of it was nothing but an illusion.
帰るのよ。
帰るのだ。ゲコゲコ。帰るよ。
帰りましょう。
帰るなり。
帰ろう。
絶対に帰れるわ。
帰りましょう。事務所。いいえ、僕たちジャッジメント7の基地へ。
We could only take this photo because of all the days I spent alongside Judgment 7. Seeing it like this makes me seriously angry. It's like someone trampled over my precious memories. This isn't the time to mope around. That place in Judgment 7 belongs to me. I clench my fists and stand up. Suddenly, someone enters the lounge. It's Natsumi-san and Reina-san. Having no idea I'm here, they just sit down on the chair.
どう調子は？
順調よ。別に何の問題もないわ。
Natsumi-san's response feels vague.
そう。順調なのは何よりね。
ええ。ただ
ただ
何かが物足りない。そんな気がするの。一例の指示でイルカというのが仕様や資料をまとめて、私がグラフィックを書いて、浅野がサウンドを作って、尾張とタチアナがプログラムでそれらをまとめ上げる。その工程に何の問題もないのだけど。
They finally realizing something?
でも何かが物足りない？
Reina-san's question makes Natsumi-san slowly nod.
そんなの自分でもおかしいって分かっているのよ。
Natsumi-san hesitates a moment before
こ
continuing.
んな順調に開発が進むなんて、なんだかジャッジメント7らしくないって、そんな気がして釈然としないのよ。変な話かもしれないけれど、これが私たちのゲームの作り方だとは思えなくて。
Natsumi-san's words of confusion make Reina-san turn gloomy.
でも多分私の気のせいね。私たちはこの7人でゲームを作ってきたのだし、これからも作り続けるわ。そのことに変わりはないもの。変なこと言って悪かったわね。
Natsumi-san smiles to make Reina-san feel better. It looks like she's starting to gradually feel like that something's not right here. However, she forced her heart to accept this world where Reina-san still lives. A feeling that we won't be able to leave until Natsumi-san and the others let go of this world that they probably yearn so deeply for. After some more chats, Natsumi-san and Reina-san both leave the lounge. Silence overcomes the room again. However, I feel none of the emptiness from before. In fact, I just saw something that gave me hope. Natsumi-san, at the very least, finds this situation weird. She's confused by a world where I don't exist. If I can get them to remember me, I'm sure that we'll be able to escape this world of lies. I have to do something about this. There's a limit of what a ghost like me can do, but since Akashik is influenced by the strength of emotions, there must be something I can do. I start acting to get all of us out of here. I spent an entire day trying to talk to them, but nothing good came out of it. Exhausted, I head to the empty dev room. Iruka-san, Asano-san, Yuna-san, and Reina-san have left for home, while Owori-san, Tatiana, and Natsumi-san each retreat to their private sections of the base. I suddenly notice that there's still some light here. Huh? The PC is on. It's the one at my desk. Reina-san's in this world. Curious, I sit down and look at the screen. It's showing a sub-chan thread. GOTY 2016 Comfy Synchro Dive for a 2. I doubt my eyes. It's a thread that's actually praising a Judgment 7 game and a possible thing in reality. There's genuine love and encouragement here, and a lot of people are excited for Internal Days. There's no self-praise, actual users uninvolved with J7 are rating their works highly. But this isn't what J7 is supposed to be. This is a world where games released after Synchro Dive, Paradise, Kororoka, and Skeleton Gate don't exist. Even if those games are considered trash, they were made with passion, so they can't be allowed to be erased from history. A Judgment 7 that's not being bashed isn't Judgment 7. I put my hands on the keyboard. Naturally, my fingers pass through it, but I focus the emotions I'm feeling towards it. Picture the loud, disorganized development process of J7, full of fights and clashes. Despite all that they were serious about making games, and even if they weren't valued by the world, they were still proud of their works. That's the kind of group Judgment 7 is. Suddenly the cursor on the screen starts to move and creates a blue thread. This is caused by my emotions, and the title is Judge 7, you're the ones getting judged edition. It's a bashing thread that exists in real life too. It automatically filled with comments bashing J7. Then the URL is pasted all over the net, including the high thread and game boards. I filled the virtual world with discussions of the real Judgment 7, criticized and made fun of. The next day, they all gather around Iruka-san's PC. They all shared a troubled
昨
expressions.
日一晩で叩きすれが立ち上がりここまで伸びているとは一体どういうことなのだ。
Iruka-san looks at the sub-chan thread
まあ
perplexed.
確かに前の2作は凡人にはなかなか理解されにくい作品であることは我が輩も認めようではないか。だが一例が参加して完成させたシンクロによって我々の評価も確実に伸びてきていたはずなのに、作った覚えのないゲームで誹謗中傷とは下せんなりよ。何なのだこの楽園ポロロッカや屍ゲートというのは。
Iruka-san becomes irritated. I can't blame him, considering they don't remember releasing anything past Synchro
え
Dive.
なんて書いてあるのかな。
Yana-san looks at the
楽
screen.
園ポロロッカっていうのはね、ここまで胸くそ悪くなった農場系ゲームは初めて金を返せというか慰謝料払えだって。
こっちもひどいわ。人間牧場という発想がクソ。人間と動物を配合するというシステムがクソ。シナリオが意味不明でクソ。グラフィックが悪趣味でクソ。サウンドが耳障りでクソ。総じてクソ。だそうよ。
They read out some of the posts.
屍ゲートっていうのも大概みたいね。シューティングゲームのくせに弾が出ないとか、画面よりも大きな敵が出現して逃げ場がないとか、なんかゲームとして成立してない感じだし。
Asuna-san
という
grimaces.
か、一体誰が我々の評判を下げようとしているのかね。
Ori-san scrolls and reads the name of the
スレ
OP.
主の名前は AM レイジ。
何この時間みたいな変なハンドルネーム。 AM 0時。ああ、午前0時って読むのかなこれ。
午前0時。
Asuna-san digests my name.
午前0時。はて、0時。0時。その名前、どこかで。
そうなんだよね。午前0時くん。午前くん ?0 時くんどこかで聞いた覚えがあるんだけど。
Iruka-san and Yuna-san both tilt their heads. They react to my name and try to remember something. Right, it's me. I'm Reiji. I do my best to shout again, but no voice comes
0
out.
時。0時。
Confused, Natsumi-san repeats my name. Natsumi-san, it's me, Reiji Gozen, your assistant director. I shout into her ear, even if she doesn't hear me, I can't help but insist that I'm here.
ちょっとうるさいわね。少し黙っててくれないかしら、午前0時。
Natsumi-san shouts that, then opens her eyes wide in surprise.
なっちゃんどうしたの？
いえ、今誰かが私の耳元で叫んでいたような気がして。
やだ、それってもしかしてレイジの幽霊とか？あいつ幽霊になっちゃったの？って、レイジの幽霊ってそもそも何よ？
レイジはお化けになっちゃったのか？それじゃ一体誰がターニャのお世話係をするのだ？というかレイジって誰なのだ？思い出せそうで思い出せないのだ。
Asuna-san and Tatiana are confused. They seem close to remembering me. Right, just one more step closer. Please remember me. Suddenly cheer them on,
まあ
but
何にせよ、たちの悪いいたずらというところだろうね。
そうであるな。おそらく我が輩たちの作品に嫉妬したものの嫌がらせである。
they just pass it off as some trolling. I was so close.
もの
Damn
づ
it.
くりをして世の中に発信している段階で何らかの非難をされるのは仕方ないことよ。それに結局文句を言う人は作ったもので黙らせるしかない。
Come on.
私たち
Give
は
up yet.
私たちの信じるものを作り続けるしかないわ。
Reina-san persuades them.
そうだよね。あんまり気にしてちゃダメだよね。
他人の非難などに耳を傾ける必要などない。我が輩たちの道を突き進むだけということだな。
そうそう。きっとこの午前0時ってやつは他人の批判しかできない残念なやつなんだろうしね。気にしない気にしない。
One after another, they agree with Reina-san. Damn, she's tough. I can't but resent her ability to lead. And so instead of remembering me, they just continue their ordinary days. A few days pass, and now it's been a week since I found myself here. Judgment 7, led by Reina-san, is still making eternal days. Though they almost remembered me after seeing the ship chant thread, but there was no changes since then. They're still spending peaceful days. Don't suit them at all. The fact that victory was so close makes it even more disappointed. Even so, I didn't break. I come to call out to them again, but the world is suddenly engulfed in pure white. I find myself in front of the base. I was in the dev room just now. What's with this sudden warp? As I stand there in confusion, I see someone familiar coming down the street.
我々は正義の創造集団ジャジャジャジャジャジャジャジャジャッジメントセブン
It's Yuriy-san. He's in a good mood and he's singing the Judgment 7 theme that he probably just thought of just now. Yuriy-san, try to show, but no sound
こ
comes
こから
out.
はセリフなり我が輩たちに牙を向くとは愚かな。食らえ正義の鉄拳ジャッジメントドライバー
It passes right through my body and just walks into the base. Look at it looks like the warp didn't change anything. A short while later, Asano-san and Yuna-san come to the base
さ
too.
て今日はメインテーマを仕上げちゃうよ。
わあ、お姉ちゃんやる気満々だね。言うのも負けてらんないな。早く使用書を仕上げないとなんだけど、言うの資料作りは苦手だよ。
Wait, this conversation. It's actually the same conversation I heard a week before. And now that I think about it, Judgment 7 theme that Yuriy-san was singing was the same one as from last week. Does that mean that, overcome by a sense of deja vu, I get into the base where Asano-san and Yuna-san open the door? I go to the dev room where I find Judgment 7 seriously working. It's still a weird
さて
sight.
全員が集まったらセブン評議会を開催するよ。
But Ori-san says the same thing as last week, which means
みんな
that
揃ってるみたいね。
the one to enter the dev room is Reina-san. I was right, this world is looping. Judgment 7 is trapped in this world where Reina-san exists, eternally repeating ideal days. This is fake, meaningless life they make because they're trapped in the past. If we don't escape this world, we won't be able to destroy Akashik. The only one who can do something about this is me. This is the beginning of my lonely battle to make Judgment 7 snap out of it and stop clinging to the past. First, I activate the debuggy and accelerate the virtual world's flow of time. Tatiana used the function when we were stuck in the looping world, and I figured that it would work here just fine too. I use it to make the virtual world speed 256 times greater than real life's. That should give me lots of time. It does what it takes to get everyone back. I will repeat this week hundreds of times. I gather my resolve and start my battle. First, I try to get them to react by sharing with them my emotions. Generally, I just shouted at their ears, but again, I couldn't make a sound. I then tried to stand next to Awori-san, Natsumi-san, and Tatiana as they slept. I tried writing stuff on the whiteboard. I tried sending messages to their phones, etc., etc. Basically, did everything I could to get them to remember reality. However, they didn't react no matter how loud I was. They slept when I was right next to them. The messages on the whiteboard freaked them out, so they just erased them, and the phone messages were treated like spam or something. All I could think of ended up failing. Even so, I continued struggling, and we eventually got into the 5th week. Despair was about to break me by now. I do so much, yet the situation doesn't change. Can I really do anything here? My exhausted mind is slowly being overcome by a will to give up. And so begins the fifth week's 7th
というこ
council.
とで今日の評議会のテーマだが、 レイジ君、頼んでいた資料を。
Eh? I doubt my ears.
はい、資料はこれね。
However, Reina-san acts like nothing happened and just takes documents. I've seen this a few times by now, but this is the first time Wari-san said my name as if it's only normal. This is a clear change in this repeating world. Suddenly remember what Reina-san told me. A director is supposed to direct people's hearts. I get it. In that case, I just have to leave this meeting by myself. Even if they don't see or hear me, I'll participate in the council. I'll make them remember what they're supposed to be making and what they're fighting for. Once the documents are handed out, Wari-san starts talking. He'll soon turn to the whiteboard and write Eternal Days on it. I'd start shouting. That's right. That's wrong. We're making World End
とい
Heaven.
うことで、我々の最新作、エターナルデイズだが、
No, the thing we must and want to make right now is World End Heaven. Not giving up, I keep shouting with all I've got. However, my voice doesn't reach him. He just goes on ahead and writes the title of the whiteboard. I failed again. That's sure
ちょっと
disappointing.
終わり。何そのタイトル。
え？何って？
Asa-san's works make everyone look at the whiteboard. The letters there say World End
ワ
Heaven.
ールドエンドヘブン。
Reina-san breathes a sad
ワ
whisper.
ールドエンドヘブン。そうね、その通りよ。
Asa-san reads the title and sobs it in
ワー
herself.
ルドエンドヘブンか。そうそう、そんなタイトルだったよ。
そういえばそうだっけ。あはは、ど忘れしてたわ。
Reina-san and Asa-san both agree.
そうだ、我が輩たちが作ろうとしていたのはワールドエンドヘブンだったな。
ターニャもすっかり忘れていたのだ。前に世界が勝手に決めたんだったな。
Right, World End Heaven is the game the judgment must make. Let's start the
ワールドエン
meeting.
ドヘブン。そうだ。ワールドプログラムによる拡張現実技術を使用した新機軸、新時代、新次元の RPG だ。
It's powerful and confidently looks at the group. Everyone nods in
さあ、
response.
今からどんな RPG にするか、みんなで。
The flow of the meeting completely
言う
changes.
のはね、今度こそ可愛いキャラクターが出てくるゲームがいいな。言うの、さすがなのだ。ターニャも同じ意見だぞ。クマさんとかウサギさんとか出してほしいのだ。
Reina-san and Tatiana suggest cute characters. That's bound to make the game popular amongst
無理
girls.
ね。可愛いだけの動物キャラクターなんて正直苦手だもの。そもそも人間に媚びを売っているようなキャラは虫唾が走るし。
I'm not sure you understand the point of cute characters, but I guess, like you're the person who turned Gentuma into a murder machine.
ああ、さすが夏美先生分かってらっしゃる。我が輩もダークでゴシックでカオスな世界観に一票だ。重厚で濃厚で混沌とした万人の理解など及ばない複雑怪奇な世界観設定こそ我が輩が最も得意とする領域。ビッバイトフィールド。
You ignore Urdu Kasan's weird shout, but that's a really man-childish setting. Clearly your forte, though. I just hope you don't make it too hard for the users, or us, for that matter, to
ま
understand.
あ私はどっちでもいいけどさ、強いて言うならあんま暗い曲ばっか作りたくないってぐらいかな。だって気分がすっごくめいるんだもん。
It's true that people won't have fun playing your game if you don't have fun making it. Participate in the meeting even though they don't hear me. The meeting, which revolved around Reina-san until now, just became a messy exchange of ideas. They eat the snacks and pizza on the field while occasionally going on a tangent, talking about irrelevant things. Honestly, it's barely a meeting at this point. Those before were way more productive. However, everyone's having fun. With little care and forethought, they don't hold themselves back and just do what they want. This is how J7 meetings are supposed to be. Unlike the Judgment 7 that hinged on Reina-san, they're now a group where everyone is the focus, exactly as it should be. As the meeting reaches its end, Wari-san looks
それで
around.
は最後にケツを取ろうじゃないか。俺たちの最新作ワールドエンドヘブンのテーマは俺たちが世界を変えるでいこうと思う。このコンセプトで異論はないかな。いるか？
愚問だな。 世界の支配者とも言うべき我が輩にそれ以上のコンセプトはあるまい。無論賛同す。
じゃあ浅野。
俺たちっていうのが女子的にはどうかと思うけど、世界を変えるっていうのは私も賛成よ。
夏美。
異議なしよ。面白そうじゃない。
アーニチカ。
タニョも賛成なのだ。
ユウノ。
ユーノも大賛成だよ。みんなで世界をチェンジングだよ。
それでは最後に
Reiji looks at Reina's
君の意見はどうかな、レイジ君。
He ignores Reina's head and looks directly at me, who's standing behind her. Reina's son gives a troubled smile, like she just understood everything. Sorry, Reina-san. I'll have to trample all over your feelings. I'll sacrifice your emotions. I'll destroy your world. Take back our world. Gently apologize, sir, and look directly at my friend and voicing my
僕
feelings.
たちのゲームワールドエンドヘブンで世界を変えてやりましょう。ジャッジメントタイムです。
My words become audible, and the world completely changes. The what-if world where Reina-san lives collapses, and she vanishes with a sad smile on her
よし
face.
全員の意志は固まった。それではゲームを始めよう。
With those worlds, the world is engulfed in white. The moment the light fades, we're back at the seventh door. Reina-san and Judgment Center are standing before it. They don't say anything, but everyone's eyes say that our will is
今
one.
ならきっとセブンスドアを開けることができるわ。
Reina-san points at the
レイ
door.
ナさん、
I want to say something, but I can't find the words. I mean, I'm the one who destroyed her ideal world. Where was she still alive? I don't regret it one bit, but that doesn't make this any easier. I cast my eyes down. Reina-san looks directly into my
レイ
eyes.
ジ君、あなたは自分の信じる道を照らし、みんなを導いた。胸を張りなさい。
She comes up to me and pushes my back. Her hand is small but reliable.
はい。
I respond to her feelings with no hesitation. We once again place our hands on the seventh door. We'll defeat Yuriy-san in this emotional battle and arrive at the Akashic server beyond this door. None of us are hesitating now, myself included.
行きましょう。そして世界を変えてやりましょう。
With our hands on the door, we shout,
チェンジ・ザ・ワールド。
What awaited us beyond the seventh door was an unnatural-looking data space. This feels much like the terminal room back in the Asakusa Underground. However, it's comparably larger, and while the place had only one terminal computer, there was a whole 3 here. We're at the heart of Akashic, and that's no exaggeration. In the middle of it all, there's a single man. He seems to have been waiting for us. He's tall, thin, and scholarly-looking. He has silver hair, and he's wearing a lab coat. He's the vice president of Reconors and the one in charge of Lab 13. Yuriy Davidovich Sharapov. I cannot speak that Russian name. It's so bad. I think it's Davidovich Sharapov. Ugh.
ユーリ、どうしてお前がここに？
それは私のセリフだよ、終わり。外部からアカシックへのログインを確認したため様子を見に来てみれば案の定お前たちは懲りるということを知らないのか。何度危険な目に遭えばお前たちは手を引くのだ。私には理解できんよ。
Yuri-san looks at us with a stern expression on his face.
ユーリ、今ならまだ間に合う。計画を中止してくれないだろうか。アカシックの最高管理者であるお前ならアカシックサーバーを停止できるはずだろ。お前は現実を拡張する技術を使い、東京が壊滅される様子を人々に見せることで。しかし首都消滅カウントダウンサイトは現実の拡張などではなく、実際にネットをハッキングしてサイトを表示しているではないか。それはもしかして自分の研究の証明を目的としていたお前の思惑とは異なってきている。今現実で起こっている事件はお前の望んでいるものではない。
Yuri-san says nothing, but Wari-san is probably
お
right.
いおい、まさかこのまま本当にミサイルが落ちてくるなんてことはないだろうな。
すでに首都消滅作戦は 現実の拡張からただの現実へ
Oh
と
my
移行
god,
し
it's
た。
becoming the real thing.
つまりそういうことだ。
Wait, so there will be actual missiles launched towards Tokyo? Tatiana takes a step forward.
他日か。
もし首都消滅作戦が実際に起こってしまったら、東京は本当に壊滅してしまうのだぞ。だってもう現実の拡張ではなく現実なのだからな。そうしたらパパの作ったアカシックでたくさんの人が死んでしまうのだ。パパの研究はみんなを悲しませるためのものだったのか？パパの手は人を傷つけるためのものだったのか？
だが私は
Yuri-san stumbles for a moment and averts his eyes. A moment later, he speaks again in a pained tone.
他日か。私にはこの作戦を止めることはできない。たとえ東京が壊滅したとしても、お前たちにアカシックサーバーを破壊されるわけにはいかないんだ。
パパ。
Tatiana is on the verge of tears. If Tokyo is destroyed for real, he won't get to prove his research right, and yet he still doesn't stop the project. I can't even imagine why. Whatever it is, we can't back down.
ユリよ、娘を悲しませるとは親の片隅にも置ける。我が輩が成敗してくれよ。
お前がここで引いてくれないのなら、力ずくでアカシックサーバーを破壊するだけだ。
Viduka-san and Awari-san stand in front of
み
Tatiana.
んな行くぞ。ワールドプラス起動。
Awari-san raises his phone. World Plus. The augmentation is now possible.
ちょっとジャッジメント7の社内サーバーは壊されたのよね。なのになんでワールドプログラムの機能が使えるのよ。
以前わいせつ男出口にサーバーの中にあるレーナの人格データをサルベージされてるな。あの時全てのデータがアカシックにコピーされてたんだ。考えてみたら当たり前のことなんだよ。あの限られた時間の中でレーナの人格データだけを抜き出すよりサーバーの中身を丸ごとコピーした方が早いからな。
じゃああんたサーバーが撃たれた時にもしかしてそのことに気づいてたの？
ま、おそらくそうだろうと予想はしていたが、確証を持ったのはさっき地下ターミナルを操作した時だよ。送り券のマップデータを移動させるついでにアカシック内のデータを検索して見つけたからね。
Smart idea.
あんたあの時にそんなことまでしてたの？だったらその時にそう言いなさいよ。
何はともあれ、今まで通りの機能が使えるということね。はは、面白いじゃない。そうじゃなければラストバトルが盛り上がらないもの。
That means that I can use the weapon again. I shout with no hesitation.
来たれ超デスリン剣 X カリバーエクスタシー
Oh my god, why would you say that? A long sword appears in my right hand. This is the most powerful version of the climax blade. It's only about the size of a knife when I called it the last time, but this time it worked just fine. Awari-san must have improved it at some point.
ああ、レイジ君、突撃だ。
はい
I rush at him, but Yuri-san doesn't budge or even flinch. That confuses me, but I keep going and swing the blade down. Suddenly, I'm blocked and blasted away by something invisible. It makes me fall backwards.
レイジ
なんだ今の
It definitely hit something, but no matter how hard I strain my eyes, I don't see anything next to
私
Yuri-san.
の管理者権限によりプロテクトを発動した。君たちはアカシックサーバーはおろか、私にさえ指一本触れることはできない。
物理攻撃がダメだっていうのね。なら
Oh god, this is
私
gonna be
の
bad.
歌で昇天させてあげるわ。
Asuna hit is the hit with her portable karaoke hand. The arrival of the second and final boss. She's not wrong. No protection can work against her tone deaf attack. We simultaneously hide at the entrance to the room and close our ears. Take a deep breath and start singing in original.
あなたのと小距離じゃないのよときっとどこに逃げても無駄
Oh my god.
地獄の果てまで追いかけていく
Tone deaf attack amplified by portable karaoke attacked Yuri-san. At least it should have. How are you standing there as if nothing not even closing his ears. Does the ultimate tone-deaf attack actually not work? More confusing. Answer. A moment later, the room shakes and we're assaulted by a powerful sonic blast. It hits his head on and the world collapses to the ground. The damage sure Semicircle cannot leave us unable to
残
stand.
念だが音波による攻撃は効かないよ。このプロテクトは全ての力のベクトルを逆転させる。攻撃エネルギーが大きければ大きいほど君たちに返るダメージも大きくなるのだ。
なんですって？
Asa-san stopped singing, which ends the attack, bringing us pain. But man, we're badly damaged. Sino-san's attack strongly. I guess that's only obvious. I can't give up with just that though. She's gonna attack with her 7-dragon blaster chant. Sienna attacked by using her buddy summon card to call a character from Justice Prince. Ori and Ruku-san final judgment acknowledged Daedalus robot attack. So-san use her hip attacked with a mop. However, none of us could break through Yuri-san's protection. Continuing our attacks with all of them are just reflected back on us. We're badly damaged at this point. The protection broke my Excalibur, so I can't even use it
いい加
anymore.
減諦めたらどうだ。もう結果は見えているだろう。この仮想世界においてランク A の管理者権限を持つ私にはどうあがいても勝つことはできないのだ。
I know what he's saying. We gave it all, but we couldn't even touch him. Your son gives us a saddened
首
look.
都壊滅のミサイル攻撃まで今日を入れて3日ある。東京を離れるには十分なはずだ。私としてもターニチカやオワリたちの命を奪うことはしたくない。
What a
早くア
dick.
カシックからログアウトして遠くへ逃げるんだ。
It really says, if we were to log out and leave right away, we'd avoid the missile attack. However, the moment we escape, then the transport and banking facility malfunctions will throw the city into a panic. Then to finish it off, the city would be attacked by ballistic missiles. We can't just leave the 10+ million people here and run away. To save the city, we need to stop this project. But how can we get through this situation? Yuri-san's admin powers is rank A, while our admin Reina-san is just a rank E, so there's nothing we can do about him. Wait, there is. There's something that's above admin powers. Finally realized something important. In this world, the strength of emotions have an effect on reality. That's what Reina-san told us. Strong emotions can make the impossible possible, and that's why there's no reason I can't be Yuri-san. I throw away my hesitation and insist to myself that we're going to win. Mere self-hypothesis, but here it may as well be lost. I stand up and start running towards the barrier again. I hit the invisible wall. It almost blasts me back, but I'm able to stand my
だ
ground.
だと言っているだろう。いい加減諦めるんだ。
諦めてたまるか。
I face Yuri-san.
ユーリーさん、僕はあなたの理想を認めない。あなたのやろうとしていることを認めない。僕は全力であなたを否定する。いや、確かにあなたから見れば世界はいびつでどうしようもないものかもしれない。でもそれが僕たちの世界なんだ。誰が何と言おうと僕はその世界を守る。
I charge towards him again. An invisible wall stops me. I continue convincing myself that I can break it easily. I'll surely break it. With the sound of glass shattering, the invisible in my way shatters.
何？
Yuri-san moves his finger in front of him. He's probably created a new barrier. Convince myself that it's frail. I give my all to fool myself. I go forward and break through it.
そんなバカな。
Yuri-san creates more barriers, but the way I am now, they're meaningless to
こ
me.
の世界は思いの力が強い方が勝つ。そう設計したのはユーリーさん、あなただろう。だから僕はこの世界では絶対に負けない。 僕たちの世界のためにあなたの世界を終わらせる。
The visible wall before me vanishes. I'm approaching Yuri-san one step at a time. Natsumi-san's voice gives me the strength to continue forward. The wall shatters. That's one. Yurika-san's voice gives me even more strength. That's two. Asuna-san's voice gives me courage. That's three. Yuna-san's cheerful voice leads me onward. That's four. Tatiana's voice gives me resolve. That's
レイジ
five.
君決めろ。
Ori-san's voice gives me confidence. That's six. Rana-san's voice gives me hope. The final wall shatters. That's seven. All the walls are gone. I use the momentum to throw a punch at Yuri-san. Is it crushing? Will it carrying all of my power and emotion? Yuri-san is blasted away. This is the moment where our feelings shatter Yuri-san's warped beliefs. The tough protection guarding the Akashic server instantly vanishes.
やった。
I'm ending this video here, you guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.